History of my oldest ancestors of whom I am very proud descent. May 29, 1108, dies Don Garcia Ordoñez, Count of Nájera, Lord of Aza, my 29th grandfather, 5 times my grandfather. Don Garcia Ordoñez was the 8th grandfather of King Dom Pedro I of Portugal and also of the posthumous Queen Dona Inés de Castro. Don Garcia Ordoñez, Count of Nájera, Lord of Aza, born in 1050 and died on May 29, 1108, was the son of Don Ordoño Ordoñez and Dona Endoquina of Castile, paternal grandson of Ordoño Ramírez, Infante de Leo, son of Ramiro III, King of Leon, and Dona Cristina Bermúdez, Infanta de Leo, daughter of Bermudo II, King of Galicia and Leo. Don Garcia Ordoñez died on May 29, 1108 in the Battle of Ucales, also called Garcia de Granan, and nicknamed Crespo y Boquitueto, was a Castilian nobleman, Count of Nájera, son of Count Don Ordoño Ordoñez and Dona Endoquina of Castile. His father is the son of Infante Ordoño Ramírez and Infanta Dona Cristina Bermúdez. Don Garcia was, therefore, second cousin of King Afonso VI of Leo. Biography. He appears for the first time in the documentation, together with his father, reproducing a cartulary from the monastery of San Pedro de Arlanza dated May 10, 1062. He later confirms a document in 1068 in the monastery of San Milán de Sousa as Sena Garcia Ordoñez, and will then continue to appear, in diplomas, as a prominent member of the royal curia of King Sancho II of Castile. He was one of the main nobles of the royal court of King Alfonso VI of Leon, confirming on December 3, 1072 the monarch's first diploma, which would name him tutor of his only son, Sancho Alfonso, when he was born, between 1092 and 1095. In 1074 was royal armiger Regis, of Afonso VI. He would already be a count in 1077. In this year Garcias comes from Nájera is mentioned in the documentation of the monastery of San Juan de Burgos, and he was absolutely certain from 1081 until his death. During this period, only 2 Castile nobles were counts. He governed the tenancy of Pancorbo in 1070, that of Calahorra in 1085, that of Granan in 1089, and that of Madrid, Bercio, La Rioja, in 1092. In 1079, Afonso VI sent him to collect the parias of the Zirid king of Taifa of Granada, Abdullah ibn Bolaguin, and Garcia helped him in the fight against Al-Mutamid of Seville, who in turn had the support of El Cid Don Rodrigo Diaz de Bivar, my 31st grandfather, 5 times my grandfather, who was also then sent by King Afonso VI to collect this king's parias. In this struggle, in which the Christian armies fought each other, he won El Cid, which may have given rise to the animosity that ensued between the 2 nobles. In any case, in 1092, El Cid will take the Riojan lands from Count Don Garcia Ordoñez. Regarding his political action in the territory under his government, he transferred political and military weight from Nájera to Logroño, developing this ancient town located next to the bridge over the river Ebro, at the entrance to the Camino de Santiago in the lands of La Rioja. After the devastation caused by El Cid's invasions, Count Don Garcia and his wife repopulated the city of Logroño. King Afonso VI granted the town charter, to Logroño in 1095. Count Don Garcia participated in several campaigns against the Almoravids in 1104 and 1105 and participated in the Battle of Ucales, disastrous for the Leonese and Castilian troops, in which 6 other counts and many gentlemen died, including Count Don Garcia Ordoñez himself while trying to save the life of Infante Sancho Alfonso, the son of King Alfonso VI. During the fight they killed the infant's horse and, as the feat is narrated in the chronicles of the time, when dragging the king's son, the horse, with him, he dismounted and the count protected him, as best he could, the young man between himself and his shield. Brave as he was, he not only protected the young man with his shield, but also he still repelled the attacks that rained down from all sides. But when his foot was blocked by a blow, he could no longer hold on and fell on the young man, to die before him. According to Muslim and Christian chronicles, this happened while other nobles and knights fled, this being a very different picture from that given by the literary sources, the Latin biography, Historia Roderici, and the Panegyricum of the Campeador. Carmen Campidoctoris give a picture of Don Garcia Ordoñez characterized by his enmity with El Cid Campeador, by his cowardice in facing the Campeador, and by his pride. What cannot be doubted is that Don Garcia Ordoñez was a diligent vassal of Alfonso VI, who managed to repopulate the aforementioned lands of La Rioja, which were incorporated into Castile, and who died with dignity to protect until his last moment the heir to the crown of Leon and Castile. Family and descent. The first marriage of Don Garcia Ordoñez, Count of Nájera, Lord of Aza, was with Dona Urraca Garces, Infanta of Navarre, my 29th grandmother, 5 times my grandmother, legitimate daughter of King Garcia Sanchez III of Pamplona and Estefania de Foy. This marriage is recorded in documentation as early as 1081, when they appear together, Comite Garcia Ordoñez competu uxa ias comitissa Dona Urraca. From this first marriage were born Don Fernando Garcia de Hita, Count of Hita, married to Dona Estefania de Urgel, my 28th grandparents, twice my grandparents. Don Ramiro Garces, Lord of Uxue y Olas. Don Ordoñez Garcia, Lord of Aza, married to Dona Maria Garcia, Lady of Villamella, my 28th grandparents, 4 times my grandparents. Don Osorio Garcia, Count of Cabrera, married to Dona Sancha Moniz, my 28th grandparents, 4 times my grandparents. He contracted a second marriage, around 1105, with Countess Eva Perez de Trava, but there were no descendants.